everyone, welcome back to English class. Today we are going to continue our previous chapter and the chapter name is My Childhood. So in previous class part 1 I taught you up to paragraph number 7. So today in this class we will continue from paragraph number 8. Let's read the chapter and try to understand the story. On the whole, the small society of Rameshwaram was very rigid in terms of the segregation, that is separation of different social groups. However, my science teacher Siva Subramania Iyer, though an orthodox Brahmin with a very conservative vibe, was something of a rebel. He did his best to break social barriers so that people from varying background could mingle. Mingle means what? Mix easily. He used to spend hours with me and would say, Kalam, I want you to develop so that you are on par with the highly educated people of the big cities. In his school there was his science teacher. His name was Shiva Subramanya. It is Shiv Subramanya. So he was his science teacher. He belonged to an orthodox Brahmin, but he was not orthodox at all. For his science teacher, every religion was equal in his eyes. But what about his wife? His wife was a lady of conservative mind. She did not give importance to other religion. And that is why Kalam has to face so many problems after visiting his house. That we will understand here in next para. But there was a wish of his science teacher. He wanted that Kalam should develop in such a way so that the highly educated people of the big cities, like he wanted him to develop so much. Alright, and he just wanted to motivate APJ Abdul Kalam so much so that he could able to remove this inequality from the society, because his science teacher even did not like this kind of inequality prevailed in the society. Then the Second World War over. One day his science teacher invited him to his home for a meal. He was invited to have some food. His wife was horrified at the idea of Muslim boy being invited to dinner in the ritual pure kitchen. Because you know very well, his wife was she was very conservative lady. So she couldn't tolerate it how her husband could invite a Muslim boy, especially in dinner. So she refused to serve me in her kitchen. Subramanya Iyer was not perturbed, nor did he get angry with his wife, but instead served me with his own hands and sat down beside me to eat his meal. His wife watched us from behind the kitchen door. I wondered whether she had observed any difference in any way. I ate rice, drank water, or cleaned the floor after the meal. When I was leaving his house, Subramanya Iyer invited me to join him for the dinner again the next weekend. Observing my hesitation, he told me not to get upset, saying, once you decide to change the system, such problems have to be confronted, have to be faced. When I visited his house the next week, Subramaniam Iyer's wife took me inside her kitchen and served me food with her own hands. So now in this paragraph, APJ Abdul Kalam is sharing one of the beautiful event of his life. What was that beautiful story? He shares his one of the oldest beautiful story here. So one day, APJ Abdul Kalam was invited by his science teacher in lunch. So when he was invited, because he was a Muslim boy and his science teacher's wife was very conservative lady. So she denied to serve the food to the Muslim boy. But his science teacher was a great person. He did not become angry. He was normal and he served the food to APJ Abdul Kalam with his hand. And very silently, APJ Abdul Kalam and his friend was being observed by his science teacher's wife. So very soon, science teacher realized what is going on in the mind of APJ Abdul Kalam. So he just motivated. He said to APJ Abdul Kalam, once you decide to change the system, such problems have to be confronted. Like if you want to bring some great change, then it is naturally like so many barriers will come in your way. So it's a very natural thing, it's a common thing. If you want to change the system, then definitely you must be ready to face the challenges, to face the situation. So finally, APJ Abdul Kalam understood the message given by his science teacher. And he was like APJ Abdul Kalam was again invited by his science teacher. He said, come again for dinner. So finally, what happens? APJ Abdul Kalam visited his house next week, and this time Subramania Iyer's wife took me inside. This time his science teacher's wife understood the importance of equality. She stopped doing inequality on the basis of the religion that she did at the first time. But later on, when APJ Abdul Kalam second time visited her house, APJ Abdul Kalam was warm welcomed by his science teacher's wife. Subramania Iyer's wife took his hand and Subramania Iyer's wife took APJ Abdul Kalam inside her kitchen. Not only she served him food, but she also took him inside his kitchen. So you can understand here what a drastic change came in her thinking. Now, she started giving equal importance to every religion because she realized that inequality is not good at all. Then the Second World War was over and India's freedom was imminent. Indians will build their own India, declared Gandhiji. And then, when the Second World War was over, so finally, Gandhiji declared that Indians will build their own India. The whole country was filled with an unprecedented optimism. I asked my father for permission to leave Rameshwaram and study at the district headquarters in Ramnathpuram. So he was very happy like the other people. And later on, he just took permission from his father to leave Rameshwaram because he wanted to get some education He wanted to study at the district headquarters in Ramnathpura. For his higher study, he wanted to go out. Where he wanted to go outside? At the district headquarters. So he asked for his parents' permission. He told me if thinking aloud. He told me as if thinking aloud, Abul, I know you have to go away to grow. Does the seagull not fly? The large seabird. What is the seagull here? That is a large seabird. Seagull means for large seabird. Not fly across the sun, alone and without a nest. He quoted Khalil Gibran to my hesitant mother. Your children are not your children. They are the son and the daughters of life's longing for itself. They came through you but not from you. You may give them your love but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. So here finally APJ Abdul Kalam wanted to go to district, another place for his higher study. Finally, he requested his father to give the permission because he was a little nervous that time also. So his father just gave an example. He gave an example of seagull. He said that as a seagull has to leave the sea and the nest in search of the food, similarly, if you are living this Rameshwaram, this place, to get your highest education, don't be restless. Just think positive and just start your journey. Finally, he was motivated by his parents, by his father. Actually, his father wanted to motivate him. And the boy, APJ Abdul Kalam, got the motivation from his father. At the time of departure, APJ Abdul Kalam's mother, she was also little nervous. She was also little upset because APJ Abdul Kalam was going away from her for his higher study. So his father, APJ Abdul Kalam father, also made his mothers understand, like, you can give your child love, but you cannot give your thought to your children. Like, you can give your love to your child, but you cannot impose your thought. Like, if he wants to go to outside, if he wants to go another place to get the higher study, you must give him permission to leave this place because he is going far away from us for a great purpose. So rather than being sad, you must give him permission to go and to get success. So finally, the boy APJ Abdul Kalam got permission from his parents. In this way, we have finished this chapter. So this was all about this chapter. In next class, we will discuss another chapter. For the time being, please take care yourself. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.